Mic off. Mic on.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Let me just make sure I'm muted. Okay, I'm streaming on Discord. All right. Let's see something. Okay, good.
Mic off. Mic on.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I need to mute myself. Hold on. I'm muted. Okay, I'm streaming on Discord. Okay. All right. So let's. Yesterday, we had that same setup we came into Friday with, where we had all those puts coming in on the flow. But because of the Greek setup that we had, the more puts were bought or the more short positions were open, the higher SPY was going to rally and the Qs as well. Uh, we were able to identify that correctly and took really good advantage of it. I think that these past few days have been pretty good for us. We are just really killing it, to be honest. Feel like the with expected price action, even yesterday, the predicted weakness into close, I think that was pretty good as well, and that's all just using these Greeks. Like, I don't do anything else. I mean, I do have some TA in my charts right now just to help you guys out along the way with like entries or like really narrow down an entry point or exit point. But when it comes to price action, that's all I do. Really, the Greeks and using only the stuff that we have here in Abla. There's nothing else I do. So, um, if anybody on YouTube on X wants to see what I'm talking about, you can just click on the live on YouTube, and you'll be able to see my screen. Um, I'm gonna start pulling up some data that we we we're gonna be talking about when it comes to SPY, when it comes to the Qs. Okay, so first thing we're gonna look at in SPY is the gamma profile. And then I'm gonna pull them in as well and check out the volume real quick. Um, we have so basically the um, what the most important part of this most important no, most important the inflection the greatest like inflection point we have is right where SPY is right now. It's actually showing some weakness at this moment. Is 565 level. This 565 level is a flip, where the algos behave one way above it, the algos behave another way below it. It's think about like a unstable equilibrium between dealer hedging forces, and then it will eventually like resolve directionally. So in a way that um, whatever happens at this level is gonna resolve um, in a way that is like gonna carry momentum. It's gonna be not just like a quick one and done. It's most likely gonna continue. Um, what I'm really expecting for SPY, just just to kind of summarize before we dig into the data, is just the initial kind of choppy range bound. The range should likely be 563, 562, all the way up to 567. Um, Now, as time passes, because time is also a variant when it comes to the Greeks, we will see support increase, um, and then uh, I still believe this is gonna go higher. We've been calling for 570 for a while now. I think that there's no reason why this shouldn't happen. There's only one thing keeping us from going straight there right now, and that is this positive end that we have right here environment with extremely high call IV. So again, positive ANA, we do the opposite of IV. IV is bullish, we go bearish. So This is what it's making me think that we're gonna have an initial pullback, followed by um, a reversion higher. What I'm expecting to see is, and again, this continues to be the case. It's mostly bearish flow. What I expect to see is that because people are freaking out, or like there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of uncertainty in the market, um, and we see that on the flow. Uh, Once we have this pull back, it is very very likely that put IV is gonna flip greater than call IV, and what's gonna happen is gonna be a pinning, or in other words, a choppiness, and after the choppiness, this is gonna resolve higher, right? So that is the most likely scenario I'm seeing right now. We have some support all the way down at 562. That's what I'm looking for. Um, what else? Once it's above 565.50 again, I expect a more explosive move higher. Not necessarily like a just up move, but a move that's gonna trigger more and more buying with each tick up. So it's like think of it like a snowball, right? So just snowballing. Like every time it rolls, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's kind of what I'm expecting from this buying pressure. Once, if it's likely, but let's say if it gets above 565.50, to create that little snowball effect that's gonna take us higher into 567, and then most likely 570. We didn't really tag 570 yesterday. Was oh, did we? Not really. I mean, let's call it 572, 574. It could happen. 570 almost traded yesterday, but I think that it should trade again. Expect. I think we should expect a deceivingly weak price action early. I think that's gonna catch a lot of people off surprise, and then they're gonna short the open. And that's exactly what's gonna build a stronger base for us to um, test the higher prices. Okay, as these people that are gonna get deceived by the weakness that we're gonna expect the higher open, and then eventually as time passes and the Greek mechanics kick in, especially after 10:30, we'll see this price just drift higher, 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 higher. Again, um, this is probabilities. Nothing in the market is certain. So what I'm talking about right now is really just that's the highest probability. What would make me think this is not gonna happen? It would be if we were to trade below 562 and stay below 562, right? So basically 562 becomes resistance, and then we are now in range between 560 and 562, and this would be basically causing us to bid at 560, reject the 562, and then we would have a hard time getting above 565 again, which it can still happen to the end of the week, but again, it will make it a little harder. Uh, if we were to trade above 570, guys, as you can see, there's all this negative gamma all the way out here at 573. This could really cause a nice little pop higher. We also have gamma 580. I'm not talking about it yet, the 580, because as you can see, uh, for today at least, there's a lot of Vanna out there at 575. This is going to be major, major resistance. Even at 570 is going to be major resistance. Until this Vanna disappears from 570, don't expect much to happen above it. Once you see this going flat, then is your clue. Okay, we might be trading higher. But again, I expect some deceivingly weak price action in the open, and then followed by strength into. I will not even say mid end of the day because I don't know that yet. It could be into the end of the day. I'm more thinking to midday. Let's say into like 3 o'clock Eastern time, New York time, right? So um, let me just for the sake take a look at delta real quick because yesterday we had a really high delta at one point, and that's how we were able to catch that close, the weakness into close, weakness into the morning too. That was because of it. But yeah, today we also have some decent delta. Not super positive, so nothing crazy here. Just reinforcing 570, reinforcing 565. We have 560 as a decent support. Nothing too crazy. Um, a whole bunch of delta at 570. It's positive delta too, so interesting stuff. Let's go into the queues real quick, just to and again, you guys who are listening on Discord, just by all means use the ticker requests if you want to go over some tickers. If not, I'm just gonna go over some of the trades we're already taking. I have some interesting ones going on, but let's go over the queues real quick. And I'm gonna start the queues um, with delta. Then I'll go with gamma. Let's do Vannevar, Weichu, and gamma. Alright, so a few changes on the queues, okay, guys. Yesterday the queues had a whole bunch of gamma all the way out at 500. That has changed. That is not the case anymore. They rolled lower to 485. So that is small, but very real chance we had to 500 just vanished. It's not that anymore. I mean, it has decreased significantly to the point that it's much more likely that we'll reject the 485 for 490. But here's what I wrote that about the queues, that especially because this 480 level has a whole lot of negative gamma, not just from today as you can see in the purple area, but also for the Friday expiration. As you can see, this orange brownish color, that it will be very volatile, this area. Okay, it provides somewhat of a mechanical floor, but just expect it to be just, how do you say this, expect it to be like swinging higher into 542, swinging lower in 478. So basically, what I'm really seeing is that, again, volatile, choppy, range bound. Price action is most likely to be contained in between 478. Uh, Maybe a sweep lower to 475. I don't really see that yet. It could happen, but 478 and into 485. That's the range that I see right now based on gamma and some of the other Greeks. And then has a little bit of a slight upward bias, not like the SPY that has a much more secure upward bias. What else? 480 is a pivot point. Above it, the algos are going to be buying into every dip. Below it, they're going to sell some rallies, making the price action choppy. Because even though they're selling rallies, some other Greeks are pushing the price higher. So that's what you should expect. Um, what else? What else? Let's see price action. What's going on with the Qs right now at pre-market? Okay, so it's hovering just over 480 right now. So that's, yeah, that's nothing. It's a very experienced the weakness that we talked about. Um, so if you start seeing, here's one thing with the Qs. If you start seeing the volatility normalize, right, basically like it become more stable around this area 480, which we're kind of seeing that right now. Like you just want to see like a really low volume on dips, um, on rallies. Also, it's okay to be low volume, but it's better if there's a higher volume on a rally. Um, and then once you start seeing the price get above 482 and a half, and staying above there, you should expect a momentum to carry it out all the way to 485. Okay, so that's kind of what we're expecting. I'm not really trading this level right here, 480. Maybe I'll trade the 478, but I'm most likely gonna stick to SPY today, and then the Qs only if I see a really good momentum trade, where price is beating above 42 and a half. Time is passing. SPY is showing some strength now, and then I'll go long to 485, which is nothing too crazy, just a quick scalp. But hey, I don't know. I might actually just keep the Qs, but if you want to trade it, that's what I would do. Um, Specs. So here's another consolidation, or another confirmation, right? With the Qs, based on this Vanna profile and how also we have higher call IV. The volume is kind of even here, but what you should expect is maybe the attack to 478 and then higher lows after that. As you see higher lows happening, that is another clue that you will have that this is gonna rally into 485. Okay, 483, 482 and a half. Remember, that's gonna be the first level to be conquered. Then 485. So I'll be doing this live. You guys, I've been, I don't know, ever since it's been 2 weeks now. I've been trading lives with you guys, talking about whatever trade I'm getting in, exactly when I get in, what exactly when I get out. I don't want to make this like too much of a sure thing to happen, just because you know how I feel about call out services. But I'll be while this market is volatile. Let's say as long as VIX is above 20, I'll be doing that. How does it sound? Okay. After that, I'll still do it, but just not as much as I've been doing lately. Um, yeah. So if anybody has any questions about the Qs or SPY, just tag me. Talk about it, whatever you want, and we'll address it. Cool. Again, for anybody watching the live on YouTube, this is the service that I use. Is Nebula Trades. It has some really cool scanners. Um, this right here, the Gamer 50 is one of my favorites. The Healy scanner we just updated. Genesis scanner is awesome for many reasons. And then you can use anything you want. Um, basically, SPY. You have the Genesis model. It's really cool. Let's check it out what he says. That's a command I need to use more often, is the Genesis, even though it's like super useful. All right, so see how Genesis is saying strongly bearish. There's a reason for that. I'm not sure why, but well, let's see. It's probably because it's below 465, which I agree with. As long as it's below 465 on SPY, there's a reason to be bearish. But I just see a little bit of support below. So maybe we'll be right. If the support breaks below 462, this will be absolutely spot on. But and then it probably will flip long once some criteria are met, and when one of them, I think it would be 565. Yeah, and then this is like the other Greeks we offer, not all, but some of them. Basically, the whole thing I just talked to you guys about was based on this. So let's go into ticker requests. IonQ, absolutely. Let's check it out, Alexi. IonQ. So let's begin. I'm gonna just pull out the recent price action. We got that really good trade off of it last week. Last Friday, off of 24, and then it rejected by 25 and a half. Yeah, it did. All right, so that's perfect. And now it's trading all the way down to 23.5. Okay, so let's go into start with Gamma, try to get a direction and flip zones and pivots and support and resistance and whatnot. So right now we have very clear resistance at 25 still. I'm gonna say that You know, as long as it's below that 25 area, it is likely to trade into, let's see. So we have support here 23 and 22 and a half again. We have support all the way down at 20. As you can see, these two stars right here. Let's see, so not a much. So it's this positive gaps makes me want to buy a dip to try to see if it rallies. But here's what is concerning me. All right, this star right here, the $30 star, is lesser than the $40 star. As you can see, 376 on the positive, 410 on the negative. Until as long as this remains the same, it's very unlikely to get above, especially because you have other expirations here as well. As you can see, a star here at 25, two other stars right here at 24. That's gonna make it for high congestion area, and it's likely to make like how do you call it? Every time it tries to rally, it just pulls back. Yep. So let's go over some other Greeks to try to see exactly what is likely to happen. Because I think it's gonna pull back lower before it goes higher, um, and that's my concern right now. That even though it's likely to go higher longer term, I think that it'll pull lower first. Because it broke below 24, and that's a big. Oh. Okay, so call. So here's the main problem right now it has. And this is a killer for these stocks. Okay, Vana positive, as you can see, 83% positive, 17% negative. We have some resistance 25, a whole bunch of resistance at 30, but let's not talk about 30 right now, just 25. Um, Look at the Skull IV. It's incredibly greater than the Put IV. With positive Vana, that's going to cause resistance to hold. And any tried attempt to break above resistance is going to be a failed breakout because of that. Even though flow is bullish, as you can see, right? Many more calls than puts and whatnot. We will see failed breakouts. As long as this remains, resistance is gonna hold and become stronger. Actually, with each try, it's gonna become stronger, stronger, stronger. If this flips to the put side, then we're talking about this holding 22, 22 and a half, and then rallying again. Wait, no, 23. Sorry, holding 23 or 22 and a half, and then rallying again. That's kind of what I'm saying. I think that's a little bit better. So you wait to see this put IV become greater, and then you should be okay. Let's check out Delta because I think Delta might give us some even better a vision of what could happen. $20 would be like a no-brainer buy. I just don't see it going down there yet, based on all the support that we have. But again, this 22, 23 area, I'm really digging it. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, so 22 is huge. It's a massive support. Let's see if I have a fib or some other thing that could help us narrow it down. Okay, 2180. All right, so 2180, 22 is our area. So if you want to write it down, Alexa Bliss, 22 to 2180. That's a very high confluence area of like reversion. And then I have 23. I just that's just plain old 23. Let me see if there's something going on. 23 is a lower degree. Like let's say, if I were to do the math, and I'm not doing it right now, I'm just giving you an example. of the probability of holding. Let's say 23 would be like a 60%, while 22 and a half, 22 to 2180 would be like a 75. Okay, so just a higher chance of holding than anything. What's gonna really help you here on Q Elixir Bliss is the GVAX. So once you have GVAX updated today, because it's based on volume, right? So um, look for where the gamma is increasing, right? Whatever star or little spike is increasing, that's where price is likely to go. And right now, it just really screams 25 resistance. And then I just trying to find, we just need to find a depth if you wanna go long or buy shares. That's I would sell alerts at 22 personally, but 25 is resistance. So if you want to go short 25, that's another option too. All you need to do is basically go short there, and then have your stop right at 25 and a half. Because once it breaks above 25 and a half, then just wait for 26 to break, and you follow the momentum and go long, basically, and then you should get a 27, 28 trade. Cool. All right. Let's see. Anybody on if anybody on X has a stock to take a look, I'll be more than happy to take a quick pick. Anything. Let's see. Anytime. If not, I'll just go over the game at 50. PDD is a big one, guys. You saw my post on it. It's right here on Trade Ideas. As you can see, Hood was huge. Such a good trade. But PDD right here, right? Pullbacks into 126, 125. If it is below 23 and a half. So one way to use this validation point as well is that you start building position in this area and just keep average down all the way here. That's actually what I do personally. I'll average down all the way out to my stop loss, and then basically like once my stop loss hits, then I'll start averaging out of it. So um, it could really have a major rally. The only thing with Chinese stocks is that they're very volatile right now, but I think we should be able to manage it. Just so you know, NME continues to be a long-term trade that we have, so keep an eye on it. And Netflix. So something I didn't mention with Netflix right here, right, is that this is very dependent on SPY. Okay, guys. So if you see SPY breaking apart, I find highly unlikely this trade will work. Okay, but I think this trade will work. To be honest, I just don't see I don't see a really good um, reason that you won't. That SPY will completely break apart, and then every single level that we have is just gonna fail. Um, 560 is a major support on SPY right now too. So if anything, we can just chop. I will flip bearish again. I gotta check it out, but I'll post for you guys. Okay. So let's see. Sound is cracking again. I'm LG. Thanks for the heads up. I wonder if the YouTube is also cracking, because I'm not really sure why. I think the folks on Discord, can you guys hear me just fine? Or was it cracking too? Okay, seems like it's working just fine on Discord. All right, cool. Again, PDD is major one. China's coming with some bullish flows, guys. So anything China could really work. GME I'm posting online, so basically whatever you're seeing there is what I'm thinking. Um, okay, thank you, Alexa, please. Yeah, so guys, if X is giving us trouble, just go on the YouTube live. Should be better. Um, I'm not really sure why X keeps giving me these issues with the microphone. I've, everything should be working just fine on my end. All right. Again, fine. GME, I'm gonna post it again sometime, but nothing really changed. So if I take a look at the data and nothing changes, then I might just skip posting today because there's no reason for me. I'm not trying to get engagement farm at all. That's not my thing. Um, okay, let's go to game of 50. That's where I was. GT Rivian. Google is starting to look pretty decent if it holds 165. By the way, guys, I was looking at that yesterday. So if you get whatever whoever wants to trade, just take a look at Google. Try to apply the skills that we set here. If I don't get to it first, but that 165 level looks pretty interesting. So far we're getting that morning weakness that we talked about. A little bit of choppiness, but nothing too crazy yet. Again, don't be fooled by it. Look at that IonQ also popped on the game of 50. Yes, TTD keeps popping here, but that's just because it's getting hammered, and people just keep shorting it more and more and more, and they're walking this down. It's not until we see all Greeks combine at one level that we will see a little floor. Celsius, we took this excellent trades, guys. If you use Celsius still, make sure you take profits. This 30 level is huge. Can it go high? Yes, and we're expecting it to go, but it might take a while. I'm just gonna say that. So unless you're trading shares, then um, you were warned. Let's just say that. But that was a really good rally from 26, though. I mean, we got that rally from 24 first, and then the dip to 26, and then now rally again. Yeah, so Netflix again, guys, popping up here. Don't forget the invalidation levels, which is 945, 940. Above it, we're still expecting to trade higher. All right, guys. I'm just gonna close off right here. I'm gonna start writing my SPX analysis, and I actually might want to take a trade pretty soon here. So I'm gonna stop streaming. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm planning on doing this every so often. If you have ticker requests during the stream, is a good time to request them. So I don't know if you know what. I haven't been paying attention to the YouTube chat. I don't even know if I have a YouTube chat. But if you post something in the YouTube chat, I'll get back to it. I'll post something on Twitter about it. Okay? Take it easy. Have a good one.